Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in the NerdCage with your hosts Mark and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
Oh my, what a weekend it's been. Hello and welcome. That's right, you're trapped in NerdCage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us tonight, and please hit the like button and subscribe. I am your co-host, Jay St. G, coming to you live from Syracuse, New York, and always will be my man, The Fiend, from Louisville, Mark Withers. What's shaking, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? I am more than excited to be here this evening because this is part 2 of our doubleheader for this weekend. We had to hit you with an episode about DC Fandome. We watched almost all of the panels yesterday, and we've got a lot to get through. So we're going to make this a rapid fire episode. So anybody who hasn't listened to this before, sometimes we do a show where we try to fit as many topics as possible into 30 minutes. Sometimes we make it, sometimes we don't. But we're going to try our best, and we're going to start with the Wonder Woman 84 panel that we watched yesterday. I was more than impressed with that trailer. I don't know how you felt about it, Jay, but I thought it was sick, man. Like, what are your thoughts?
So listen, before Wonder Woman came out, we saw about it being postponed, not just due to COVID, but it was postponed several times before COVID happened. And I was like you, I was a little skeptical. I'm worried, like, if they're postponing this movie, there's got to be something wrong. And I kept thinking to myself, is it because of Cheetah? Is it because they haven't revealed Cheetah up until now, obviously, but I kept wondering myself, is it because of Cheetah they keep postponing this movie? Who knows?
Right.
Then we got the trailer, and all was revealed. We got a great glimpse at Cheetah, and I was blown away. I'm like, yes, they got it right. Because I kept thinking, I'm sorry, but in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, cats.
Right.
The abomination that was cats, I kept thinking, oh my God, what if Cheetah looks like cats? But no. She looks awesome.
Right. And, my thought was that they weren't going to actually make her look traditionally like Cheetah. I figured she would still look like Barbara in her human form, and that she would just kind of wear some kind of Cheetah outfit, or they would just put her in like Cheetah print something. But the fact that they actually made her like anthropomorphic and like made her into like sort of like this new
and the growl, like
it looks and sounds like amazing. And I was excited for it before because I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan. I don't know if you can see, but I've got a Wonder Woman mural behind me. I am a super fan, and so for them to actually pull this off in a sequel, I'm here for it, man. I can't wait for it.
Absolutely. Now, the trailer did reveal a little bit more about the story, which was great, but not too much. I mean, what's out there is kind of out there now, so that's probably why they released this trailer the way they did.
Right.
But it was, I was pleased with the trailer. I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm praying to everything holy and unholy that it will make a theatrical, release this year. I hope so. Who knows? They didn't say otherwise if it wasn't, but I really hope so, because I feel like this movie will be neat to see on the big screen. Some of the jokes in the parachute pants thing, I mean, I laughed pretty hard. I appreciate Chris Pine. The chemistry's still there. I'm really looking forward to that. The panel was a lot of fun. Yes. Linda Carter showed up, which was great. She looks phenomenal.
Yeah. My first crush, my first ever TV crush, celebrity crush was Linda Carter. So anytime I see her, it's like butterflies.
Yeah. So no, it was happy that she made her appearance and the the Q&As and so it was a lot of fun. It was a really, really impressive panel. I have full faith in the whole crew, Gal and Patty Jenkins. I have full faith that this movie is going to be great. I have zero doubts in my mind. Now that I've seen Cheetah, any shred of doubt that I did have lingering around are now gone.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to I forget the actor's name, but he's playing Maxwell Lord. He also plays the Mandalorian in that series. I don't know why I keep blanking on his name, but I mean, he's a phenomenal actor, and I think that it looks like it was well cast. So I'm, really excited for it. I can't wait for it.
Okay. Rapid fire. Let's go. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
Man, they finally released the cast and released like who the characters that are going to be the Suicide Squad this time around, and I couldn't be happier, man. Like I think that they did a really good job, and I'm glad that Harley's back in it. I think that
let's talk about her look. Let's talk about the look. If you played Injustice or the Arkham Asylum games, that black and red look. And Margot Robbie, forgive me, I'm a guy, but she looks delicious, but she looks awesome as hell. She looks awesome as hell, too. And of course, again, for anyone out there, she's not wearing anything revealing. And it looks really, really fly, and she looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's basically just like a red leather outfit that is, it's seen in the comic, in the Injustice comic book and in the Injustice game. I think she wears it in a couple of other iterations. But I'm just happy that Margot Robbie is in this again. I did not like Birds of Prey, as many of you know, but it's not because she wasn't good in that role. I like her, better than any other iteration of any other voice actor or anything like that. Any iteration of Harley, I think that she's the
shots fired.
Yes. Better than Tara Strong, and so I'm definitely excited for this.
And we gotta talk about Idris Elba.
Yes.
Bloodsport, right?
Yeah, right.
So explain to me. You're a lot more of a comic connoisseur than I am. Explain to me. Is he like another Deadshot? Is he like an assassin?
Sort of, yeah. I'm not super familiar with Bloodsport either. But yeah, I guess you could say that.
Oh, I cannot wait to see him. Idris Elba's great in everything he's in. And right. I'm praying to God that he's not one of the characters that's going to be killed, because they made it clear that all these guys are not walking out alive.
Right.
I think we can. It's a safe bet. Harley and Captain Boomerang will. But as for everybody else, it's kind of who knows. But I hope Idris Elba is one of the ones that walks out of there alive after this whatever mission is over.
Yeah, my guess is Weasel or Polka Dot Man's chances are probably not great.
Let's talk about John Cena,
right?
The Peacemaker, which the rumors were true. He's Peacemaker, very very deranged character that will do anything for peace, meaning he'll kill anything in any way for peace. And I'm looking forward to seeing John Cena in the DCEU, and I think. And I just think the chemistry of this cast, you can tell that this panel, they're all having fun. And
they had a great time.
John Cena, I've heard nothing but good things about John Cena. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing him on screen with everybody else.
Yeah, me too.
What character are you most excited to see?
Well, like I said, man, I love Harley in this. And she's definitely my absolute favorite out of this iteration of the Suicide Squad. But I love all of these guys, and I love the fact that Nathan Fillion is in this too.
And we're getting King Shark.
Yes.
I was just wondering because don't get me wrong. I'm one of the minorities. I enjoyed Suicide Squad. I actually liked the decision of putting in Killer Croc in place of King Shark. But now that Killer Croc's story is pretty much over, I'm glad they're bringing in King Shark. And we didn't really get a really good look at it, but we know he's there. And I'm just yes, because I did not think they were going to pull off King Shark. I really didn't.
I would, I know that they're not going to do this, but I would love to see, the King Shark from the Harley Quinn cartoon. I want to see that version of King Shark in this movie.
God, that one's funny.
So moving right along, next up, I would say let's talk about this Flash movie.
Yes.
It's been in the works forever. It was supposed to, I believe, have come out 2 years ago.
Yep.
But now they finally got things underway. We're gonna see Flashpoint. We got a glimpse at the Flash's new costume.
Yes.
Which looks very much like the Flashpoint costume from the comic and from the animated film. So what are your thoughts on it?
Well, this is great because this is the official confirmation of not just a shared movie universe, but a multiverse.
Right.
And this makes me, I couldn't have been any happier. So this confirms that Tim Burton's Batman and everything else in the DCEU, everything that we've seen, even we'll talk about a little bit later, the Batman are all part of a multiverse.
Right.
And this is the confirmation, and the Flash is going to be the focal point of this multiverse. And they did show concept art of Burton's Batman fighting with Ezra Miller.
Yes.
In a concept art.
Right.
And I'm just like, yes. So it's true. And then we cannot talk about Ben Affleck is back. They didn't talk about it. It's confirmed.
We gotta talk about that, man. Like, you know, you and I both, you know, that's our favorite Batman. I know.
Agreement. Yes.
And we have talked a lot, like off the mic, about how great it would be if, you know, we finally got a second chance to like appreciate him, because that first time around, because of the movies that he was in and the way that those movies were cut, people kind of, you know, he kind of got slighted, you know. And so this time around, I think that like now that he's back, like he's going to get the treatment he deserves, hopefully. And we get to see him in, you know, not just one movie, but two, you know, with the Snyder Cut. So I think that this is great news all around.
Yeah, and they're talking about how this movie's going to focus on the emotional connection between Barry and Bruce, because of both of them losing their mothers, and and Ben Affleck's the perfect actor to to bring that to life, that part of their character to life. And I'm just so glad, props to Ben Affleck, that he did not turn his back on the fans. I'm super grateful for that, because he, again, my favorite Batman.
Right, and mine too. And you know, I'll echo that sentiment, but I'll also add to it that I'm super happy that Michael Keaton also returned to the mix after so many years, and you know, his sort of bad experience causing him to sort of leave the Burton Batman films. You know, having him back and having things kind of come back full circle, with him being like the sort of the originator of the live action. I mean, Adam West notwithstanding, but you know, with him actually, you know, being sort of the original live action Dark Knight version of the Batman. Yeah. You know, having him in the same film with our most recent Batman, you know, together in the same film, and seeing these two sort of different versions at the same time is going to be magnificent. I'm really excited about it.
And I was going to say, you being a longtime comic fan and a longtime moviegoer, did you ever think that we were going to ever get like a multiverse? Did it ever cross your mind, like, are we ever going to get a multiverse? So I want to ask you, as an older gentleman that's been a fan of this for so long, I want to know your perspective.
I mean, I didn't think that we would ever get a DC universe, period. I mean, you know, it was, to me, like in the late 80s when the first Batman movie came out, to me, that was enough. You know what I mean? Like, if they just continued making that and we never saw another Superman or another, you know, other type of superhero movie, that would have been enough. But it's amazing that now we live in this sort of golden age where, you know, not only do we get multiple superheroes, but we get an actual universe where these superheroes interact. And we also get different versions, like you said, like we get now we're getting into sort of multiverse territory where there's different versions of these characters, and we get to see them interact with each other. I mean, one of the great things about, you know, and I didn't like the show or the special Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW. Yep, I absolutely hated everything about it, except
that opened doors because of the Ezra Miller coming in.
Right. I think that was like our big indicator of what was to come. Right. So, you know, seeing Ezra Miller in that with Grant Gustin and having them interact with each other was like an amazing moment. And as a longtime, you know, comic book fan, comic book movie nerd, whatever you want to call me, you know, like that was an incredible moment. And that was the second where I was just like, we live in the most interesting times ever.
Excellent. So I figured it was a good way to segue, because keeping it in the same realm of the DCEU, we're getting all has been revealed for Snyder Cut.
Yes.
Other than the official release date, I mean, obviously it's going to be next year, but man, that trailer, my God, I've rewatched that trailer so many times. Wow.
Yes. I'm super impressed with it. I mean, you know, it's beyond what I had expected. I know that like way before you and I had a show, like way before we were doing anything, we always had these little debates about whether or not a Snyder Cut actually existed. I knew that there was something. I always knew there was an assembly cut of something, but I never thought that the story was like particularly different or anything like that. You know, I thought maybe they just left a couple scenes out or whatever, but this kind of revealed to us that, hey, this is
everything that was shown
story.
Was new.
Everything that they showed was
for the
new.
most part.
Right.
The majority of that trailer was new, like new footage, and I'm like, wow. And you can see there's a lot more emotions at stake here. I kind of wish they didn't show it, but they did. But my God. But the scene where you see Silas Stone, Vic Stone's father, die, I can't believe they showed that. But I'm just like, wow, we didn't get that in the Josh version. Like, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, wow, like, and seeing him react, you know, seeing the look on his face before he was going to die, you know, funny because it brought me back to Terminator 2. But, but seeing the look on his face before he was going to die, and then seeing Ray Fisher react, like, wow.
Yeah, that was powerful. And, you know, and in addition to that, I mean, we saw, you know, Ezra Miller's Flash meet Iris for the first time, saving her life. You know, she was nowhere to be found in the Joss Whedon cut, but here she is in the Snyder cut, and now, you know, she's going to obviously be in the Flash movie, you know, the Flashpoint movie. And so to actually get a clip with her in it was a moment. I mean, that was great.
Yeah, and then I know there's a lot of naysayers, but can we talk about the Aqua scene real quick in the trailer?
Yeah.
I loved it because here's why. Granted, it would look like it was pretty much the same scene that we've already seen already, but here's the thing. I clearly got everything was revealed in that moment there. We didn't see the way Jason Momoa, his body language, when he was just pretty much telling Mara F you, pretty much.
Right.
He backed out and said, like, he pretty much said F you, backed out of that bubble, and he walked away from she put the armor out there saying, hey, Atlantis needs you right now. Atlantis needs you. And just like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it because Aquaman, to me, this new version of Aquaman speaks to me. I'm a fan of Momoa. I'm a metalhead, and I'm a kind of I like this version of Momoa's Aquaman, that he's like the tough guy, but he's the loner, and he's got ill will towards Atlantis. I loved it, and that was clearly shown there in that trailer. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this version of, instead of the goofy Aquaman that sat on the lasso. Now we're seeing the serious,
we're getting some
Aquaman.
depth. Yeah, we're getting like some meat and potatoes with this character, and so and I think that's going to be true of the majority of the league, if not all the league. We're going to get a little bit more of their backstories, a little bit more emotion.
Yeah, and it was Superman coming back and seeing Lois and Martha embrace, and
all of it.
He goes back to his family, and then of course, more Black Suit Superman. I'm just like, everything about this trailer is one of the most amazing trailers I've seen in the last few years. Is one of the most impressive trailers I've ever seen. And I was thinking to myself too, we kind of talked about it on air, off air. I'm watching this trailer. I love the way this movie looks. I love the way this movie feels, and I'm just like, man, I wish I'd be seeing this in the movie theater.
Right.
Man, I would love to see this in the movie theater. And the fact that it's 4 hours long, yes, I would pay the money to sit there for 4 hours. Yes, I would. I would kind of hope it would be like maybe like a 1 or 2 minute intermission or something, so people can go up and get popcorn, use the bathroom, because 4 hours is long. But I would pay to see this movie 4 hours long in the theater. Absolutely. I love how this movie looks right now and how it's presented. My God, I'm so excited. This is not the movie we got back in 2017.
I'm really happy that they're actually breaking it down into 4 1-hour episodes.
And they are going to have a 4-hour cut after all 4 episodes are aired.
Right, but I'm very pleased that they're doing it this way because it gives Snyder the flexibility that he needs to tell the story that he wants without too much editing, without having to worry about like some kind of theatrical time limit. And also the fact that it's going to be on HBO Max and we can stream it anytime. Yep. We can watch this multiple times. We can watch each episode multiple times, and yes. I'm going to watch it multiple times.
Yeah. So, we will definitely do a live stream discussing each episode. I mean, right. I know we got a long way to go, but we will definitely do.
Yeah, we'll do spoiler discussions as these things come out. But yeah, we could literally make an entire episode, another Snyder Cut episode, if about this. But we really need to move on with this being a rapid fire. So let's talk about Shazam next.
Yes, as of right now, I mean, this is obviously pre Snyder Cut. Right now, Shazam is probably my favorite movie in the DCEU.
Yeah,
hands down. I enjoyed every bit of it. I was one of the lucky ones to see the pre-screening 2 weeks before it came out, and I was telling everybody like, you gotta see this movie. I loved it. And this Zoom call, they called it the Shazoom call. I enjoyed it a lot. It was funny. And the one thing I've been worried about this whole time for a Shazam sequel, the kids. And I kept thinking to myself, oh my God, they're going to be years older.
Right.
It's not going to work. They got to start filming soon. But no, the kids still look like, okay, they're a little older, but you know what? Yes, they can pull off, doing another movie. They don't have to recast. I'm praying to God they don't do any of that stupid CGI de-aging that they did in the It. Remember It Part 2?
Yes.
That was so distracting.
Yeah.
I feel they can still film this movie. They don't have to go ahead and do that. The kids still look like kids, and clearly those kids, those actors and Zach Levy, you could tell they're having a field day talking about this. They didn't reveal too much, but Shazam 2 will be Shazam Fury of the Gods. Sinbad is going to be part of the cast. I don't know if he's going to be the villain or not, but Sinbad's going to be in the movie. Right. They kind of jokingly say they were joking, but they talk about we can't say if there's we can't tell you if Superman's in it. We can't tell you if so and so's in it or anything like that. But I think what we're getting, they kind of jokingly were playing at the crowd. I think we're going to see a lot of characters in Shazam 2. I cannot wait to see Shazam back on the screen. Very much looking forward to it. The sooner they get cracking on this movie, the better. I will be there. I love the first movie, and I really, really, really looking forward to the second movie.
Awesome. And that leads right into the movie that I've been waiting a very long time for. Black Adam. The Rock kind of did his thing. It was a very short, I wouldn't call it a panel, but it was a very short little thing with The Rock where he kind of explained what to expect, and he finally revealed like who
shout out to Boss Logic.
Yeah, and he, there was some concept art that had to do with the JSA and who's going to be part of the JSA in this film.
Yes,
I'm very happy about it, man. Hawkman,
Dr. Fate.
Atom Smasher. Yes. This is going to be awesome.
What got me was Dr. Fate, because rumors long before they started filming Wonder Woman 84. The Dr. Fate rumor was going around that maybe Dr. Fate will be in Wonder Woman 84.
Right.
I'm wondering if there was some truth to that, because maybe it wasn't in the budget, or maybe they couldn't fit him in the script. Right. So now we're gonna get him in Black Adam, which again is gonna be a flashback. We're assuming we're gonna see him in the before Christ was born. You're probably gonna see him in his how he became a slave and all that.
Right.
And then I'm sure we're gonna see him come out of the realm. In probably in the 1940s or 1950s.
1940s, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm really, really happy we're getting that in this film. The Rock made it clear, and the thing that besides no one else is talking about it more is The Rock confirmed that there's going to be more. We're going to see more Black Adam after this movie. Yeah. Holy crap! I'm in for this ride. I'm 100% down with this. We're going to see The Rock pretty much play the anti-hero bad guy that we haven't really seen him portray in such a long time. I can't wait. I love the concept. I love the looks. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear the reveal of who's going to be casted for who.
Yeah. They're talking about, is it Stellan Skarsgård or...
Alexander Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård for Hawkman, which I think would be a great choice. Yeah, I think that's.
For those who don't know, he was Eric in True Blood, and he was Tarzan. He's perfect. I can see him. I can see him going toe to toe with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting film. It's definitely going to be exciting. So I'm here for it. And moving right along from that, we got to talk about Matt Reeves, the Batman.
Yeah.
He dropped a trailer yesterday, which was phenomenal. Like, I was very impressed with the overall tone of it, having it sort of have this Detective Comics feel to it. I believe it's adapted from the Long Halloween story arc. And, Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon is the perfect choice. I can't say enough good things about it. Even the music that they picked like a Nirvana, like an old Nirvana song, Something in the Way, for the music for the trailer, which actually sets a great tone for gives you a good sense of the overall feel of this movie. So I'm loving the idea of it. What did you think?
Well, the one thing that nobody's talking about, I understand the direction Reeves is going. By the way, I'm a huge Matt Reeves fan. I love what he did with Planet of the Apes, and I do like Cloverfield because I'm a kaiju guy. But I'm all in on Matt Reeves now. Here's what I really like. The one thing that nobody's talking about is this new approach to the Riddler. I think they're not going to admit it, but they clearly ripped a page off Batman Arkham City. In Batman Arkham City, the Riddler was like the villain Jigsaw from the Saw movies. Like he put these like killer like clues and stuff like that, and like these traps. Like that's right. That reminds me of Jigsaw. And then someone pointed out like it's almost like the movie Seven. Like this is a dark, twisted version of Riddler, and I'm like, yes. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So I cannot wait to see how this all comes together.
Yeah, I'm as you can tell, I'm speechless. Like just thinking about it. My only reservation is Pattinson as Batman. Not that I think that he's a bad actor or that he's necessarily wrong for the part. I just didn't get the vibe that he's intense enough to play Bruce Wayne, at least not from this trailer. I didn't get that sense, but that's 5-second clip of
but the thing here's my worry is I think the intensity could be there. By the way, I liked the voice when you hear I am vengeance. Listen, in case of those who don't know, Willem Dafoe was the one that taught Pattinson the Batman voice.
Really?
They did,
I didn't know that.
So when they did the Lighthouse together, Dafoe was teaching them techniques to change his voice. Right. So credit to Willem Dafoe. He's the one that came up with Pattinson's Batman voice that you heard briefly at the end of that trailer. My concern is, again, I'm going to be critical, is that I still feel that he's still too small.
I agree with that.
And I mean, you got Momoa, Cable, and Affleck who are like hulking individuals, and then Pattinson's just not. He's not. Right. Well, from what I understand, this is like a year 1, year 2 Batman. Year 2. So it's year 2. It's Earth 2, year 2.
Right. So you figure if it's a younger Bruce Wayne, like maybe he hasn't gotten to that level of training yet, where he's where he's the Batman. And I was actually I did a Facebook post about like one of the fight scenes earlier today, and I was like saying,
I saw it. Go ahead.
I don't know if like Batman would necessarily spend this much time like pummeling like one dude. And one of my friends like pointed out like, well, dude, it's like year 2 Batman. Maybe he hasn't learned this tactical stuff yet, like as far as like thinking about these things. And to me, that makes sense. So at any rate, I mean, we'll see, but it definitely looks extremely promising, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and I love the Batmobile, and like I said, you're right, Jeffrey Wright. I'm excited for Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. We saw. Now, here's the thing: she hasn't become Catwoman yet. Right. Matt Reeves' interview said that she's going to be. We're going to see her become Catwoman, but what you're seeing is that's not her costume. That's
Right.
just her, being a thief and whatever. And you see her go toe to toe with Batman. And yeah, so I'm really, really interested in seeing this universe that he's kind of this Batman centric universe that he's building right now.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptic, but now my interest is peaked right now. I'm very, very much looking forward to see what else we're gonna find out, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing this movie next year.
Awesome. So in light of this being a rapid fire episode, I'm unsure about how we're doing on time, but we've got a
couple things.
Yeah, like I think that there's a couple of honorable mentions here that we need to bring up. So let's start with Titans. Like, what do they dropped some interesting news. Like, why don't you share that with everybody?
So real quick on Titans, I didn't really pay attention to the whole panel because I was watching a boxing match at the same time. But from what we gathered, season 3 is confirmed. Blackfire is going to be a regular character, and the villain. This is coloring me excited. Red Hood is the villain of season 3.
Yeah, and that sounds amazing, but I'm just really curious about how they're going to make that work, because in the comics, we all know what happens to Jason Todd, and are they going to be true to the comic in that sense, and how much time are they going to let elapse between that death and Red Hood?
And another interesting point about this upcoming season of Titans is this whole season takes place in Gotham City.
Nice.
Now, what's going on is Jim Gordon is dead, and Barbara Gordon is now she runs Gotham PD. And although Barbara Gordon has her connection with the Titans and was part of the Titans at one point, she doesn't like the fact that the Titans are operating in Gotham City. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pull this off. I was a huge fan of Titans season 1 and season 2, despite the underwhelming finales of the how they take down some of the bad guys. But other than that, I love this show, and I'm very looking forward to season 3. I cannot wait. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, so it sounds to me almost like they're going to do some kind of a flash forward, right? So like some kind of a time jump where it's several years later, and maybe these characters are a little bit older. Maybe Donna Troy's been dead a long time, and Jason.
Spoiler alert!
I just ruined it for anybody who hasn't. But it's really not the meat and potatoes of the show. Yeah. So, but yeah, I kind of get the sense that it's not going to just pick up right where it left off in season 2. There's probably going to be a lot of time that has passed, which could make it interesting for some of the characters that were still like trying to figure themselves out, like Beast Boy, for example. Like if some time has passed, maybe he's at a point now where he's really mastered his abilities, and the same with Connor and some of the other characters.
And Raven.
Right.
And the show's going to be on HBO Max now, so everyone can find, for those who didn't have the DC app, can watch season 1 and season 2 and look forward to season 3.
Right, and hopefully they'll have like a bigger budget where they'll be able to do some of these effects more effectively and have the overall look of the show be a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a damn good show. So we're segue, since we're kind of still in the Batman realm. There's a video game that was announced.
Yes.
I am very excited, although the details are still kind of vague. There's a game coming out called Gotham Knights. It's a miracle this didn't get leaked, but oh my god! So we don't know if from what I gather, this is not like a sequel to the Arkham games. It sounds like this is like a not canon. This is kind of like an alternate take. But Batman is dead, and it's up to Barbara Gordon, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, and Tim Drake, which was interesting. They chose Tim Drake, not Damian Wayne,
right?
To pick up the mantle as the protector of Gotham and replace Batman. I'm very much looking forward to it. The game looks awesome. The storyline. Here's the best part of the storyline. We're getting the Court of Owls storyline.
Yes.
Story arc.
Yeah.
Wow.
It looks. The gameplay looks amazing. The story looks like it's going to be phenomenal.
Yes.
It's a very original take, I think. And so, I'm not even someone who plays video games regularly, but I gotta start. I gotta start. I gotta get myself ready for this one.
Oh my
I'm
goodness,
definitely gonna be
dude.
playing it.
We would just to say I'm not the biggest gamer in the world, but as someone who enjoys video games, listen, and everyone who watches the show, I think all the gamers of the fans of the show and the gamer community would welcome you in open arms, Mark. And there are so many games that I think you will enjoy, whether if it's Spider-Man, whether if it's Injustice, the Arkham games. Man, I feel like you're missing out on not only some great games, but some great storytelling. So I think if you want in on Gotham Knights, by all means, I would love to hear your take on when these games come out.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking it out.
And we'll finish it up real quick. There's another game that's coming out. I'm not as excited because it's still going to be another 2 years before it comes out, but we did get confirmation of the Suicide Squad game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Right.
Where you play as Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, and Deadshot.
Right.
It looks pretty cool. It looks really campy and stuff, but like, I feel like I'm more excited for Gotham Knight.
I'm definitely more excited for the Gotham Knight one. Overall, I just think the look of it is cleaner. I think that storytelling seems to be a little bit better, in that. And so, I'm definitely going to be watching for that one. Although if I do get into like video games, of course, I'm going to play the Suicide Squad game too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's nice is at least Gotham Knight is going to be coming on not only next gen systems, but the current gen. So everybody will be able to play it. Shout out to Dion from Off the Beaten podcast. He was concerned, like, is this game going to be coming out on current? And it is. It was confirmed today. So everyone who's skeptical about spending another $1,000 on another system, I don't blame you. But any side relief, anybody who's excited for Gotham Knight and you don't want to spend money on a next-gen console, you don't have to. If you have an Xbox One and a PlayStation 4, it will be available on those systems. So that is great. I'm happy for all those. I will probably get it on next-gen, but I'm just happy that everyone will have access to this game.
Right on. So I think that rounds out our rapid fire. I don't know if we made the half hour or not. But I definitely had fun. This, of
Absolutely.
course, was the first of the 2-day DC Fandom. I believe they broke it up. So
Yeah.
The other one comes out when it's like a couple months from now. Jay, do you know?
Yeah, September 21st and 22nd.
Right.
They're going to have panels. They're going to have like a Titans panel and an Injustice panel. Mainly stuff that, there's going to be a Flash panel, like TV show Flash. So yeah, there's going to be like a lot of panels referring to the, current shows and other games.
Right.
So
The CW.
looking forward. Yeah.
So when that happens, we'll do another one of these rapid fires. We may even do like an extended episode because there's just so many things to cover, so many topics that I know we're going to want to talk about. We know that you guys are going to want to hear about. So just stay tuned.
Yeah. I got one thing to add before we go. I am going to go see New Mutants on Saturday, August 29th. I got my ticket. And I'm just showing how of a dedicated X-Men fan I am. I'm going to have to drive 2 hours from Syracuse, New York, down to Scranton, Pennsylvania, to the closest Regal that's out of state to go see New Mutants. So they'll be, from my perspective, we'll have a New Mutants reaction review next weekend. So be ready for that. I am very much looking forward to seeing this movie. Mark, I promise, I won't spoil anything for you.
Do not spoil.
I will not spoil. This will be spoiler-free. This will be spoiler-free review of New Mutants. And I'm going to go see the movie, and maybe I'll do a post reaction when I walk out of the theater. But yeah, I am going to be driving out of state because, unfortunately, in the state of New York, movie theaters are not open yet, but they are in Pennsylvania, and luckily Pennsylvania is not on the travel ban list. So I am going to Regal, Scranton, Pennsylvania to see New Mutants. I cannot wait to share it with everybody.
Well, we are all living vicariously through you at this moment. So be safe, and enjoy the movie, and of course, let us know your first reactions, and let us know how good or how bad this movie is. I'm going to see it either way. But yeah, we are very interested to know, as we've been waiting, years at this point.
Yeah,
for this
and maybe we'll do a doubleheader because Bill and Ted's coming out on video on demand next week. So maybe we'll review
that one.
Yeah. So we'll both review Bill and Ted, and I'll review New Mutants. So we'll maybe have another doubleheader next week. So we're really looking forward to that. We're happy that we're starting to see releases come out. So there'll be a lot to talk about, and of course, tune into the live streams every Thursday. They've been a blast so far. More to come. By the time this comes out on our next Thursday stream, our friend Matt Farden, voice actor out of Los Angeles, who's actually done our intros and outros, will be a live guest. We're looking forward to having them on.
Yes. And before we go, guys, you guys helped us to finally get to our first goal of 100 subscribers. I know that doesn't sound like a lot to most of you, but to us, it's a very big deal. We never thought that we would get more than like 10 or 15 people to actually listen to the show. So we, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. And we're going to continue to try to put out better and better content and try to get more and more of you to subscribe and develop a little community here. So thanks again.
Yes, I feel like we have a great community. They show up to the streams. They give us their reactions. They ask our thoughts. So we appreciate everybody. You guys are NerdCage Live Worldwide. We appreciate you guys. We're not here. We're here for you guys. We're not. The show wouldn't exist without you guys. You guys give us the motivation to keep moving this show forward, and we work hard to improve it every day. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That being said, before we go, we ask you to pretty please like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread this shit like syphilis. You guys have been doing a great job. So to you, I say, from Louisville to Syracuse and to all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live, please enjoy life, stay safe, and good night.
Sayonara.
Ooh, trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!